Hi y'all, Jordan Lacey here at Joe & Co Realty Group, and today we are bringing you a brand new video. This video was created with a particular buyer in mind, and this buyer is visiting the Woodlands for the first time this weekend, and he's curious what to check out. So I thought this would be a fantastic video to share with y'all, because if you are coming into the Woodlands or Spring or North Houston for the very first time, and you really want to explore and experience the Woodlands, you might be wondering exactly what to do. So I created things to do in the Woodlands, and I even created this little kind of like a bingo scavenger hunt type mark off as you go, kind of like, I guess, like a bucket list for what you should experience in the Woodlands. So that printout is on in the description box below. And then I also have my little cheat sheet because I do not want to forget anything. I have all of this memorized, but because it's also important, but I don't want to forget anything because you know how I get on camera every once in a while. I'm a little nervous. So in no particular order, these are the places you must go when you come into town to really experience the Woodlands. So if you have never heard of the Woodlands before, it is a master plan community 20-30 minutes north of Houston, and it is a thriving suburb. We like to call it a bubble out here because that's exactly what it feels like. It is an amazing area. It's an insanely master plan community where they thought of everything. For the type of program that developed it and helped with the funding, it is the only successful master plan community of its kind. It is one of a kind, parallel to none, has so much to offer. So there will be a playlist below linking to all the videos that I've done about the Woodlands. Now, if you aren't moving to the Woodlands, but you're moving somewhere nearby, this is still a very good video for you, so you know what there is just on the outskirts of where you might live. So the very first place I'm going to talk about is Hughes Landing. Hughes Landing and most of the items on the list are in the town center, so the front of the Woodlands. If you know absolutely nothing about the Woodlands, then I wanted to let you know that it was developed in villages. So there are a whole bunch of villages, and most of them are residential, but the town center is really heavy in commercial. And then over the last 10 to 15 years, there has been an introduction of a ton of residential. So mostly commercial, but there is also residential in town center. So number one on the list is Hughes Landing. Hughes Landing is, again, part of the town center. It's one of our newest kind of like shopping centers. Us locals like to refer to it as Restaurant Row. Some of the restaurants in this area include Del Frisco's Grill, Fogo de Chao, California Pizza Kitchen, True Lux, which is like a seafood place, and Escalante's Fine Tex-Mex and Tequila. So True Lux is fine dining. There's Whole Foods in this area, Starbucks, Embassy Suites, which is a hotel that I love, and you can see the whole entire lake. I don't know about the whole entire lake, but you can see the lake from a lot of the rooms and the swimming pool. The swimming pool is beautiful. Google it if you have no idea what I'm talking about. So in Hughes Landing, you have Lake's Edge Boathouse, where you can rent kayaks and paddle boards. You also have beautiful views of the lake from Hughes Landing. So Hughes Landing is on the lake's edge, and there are tons of spots that are like lookout spots where you can relax. There's tons of seating. There's tons of art in Hughes Landing. So there is an art project, like a whole bunch of benches and then a whole bunch of like sculptures and lots of really cool pieces of art in Hughes Landing and all throughout all of Woodlands. So Lake's Edge Boathouse, the beautiful views of the lake, the band shell. So the band shell is a concert stage for public events. There's this huge green grass area and then this really beautiful covering for the band stage. So it's called the band shell. Whole Foods, Starbucks, and Embassy Suites. So that's what you will find in Hughes Landing. Number two is Market Street. So Market Street, again, is in town center. It's at the front of the Woodlands. It houses, or right on the edge of it, is the ice rink at the Woodlands Town Center. You have Central Park, which is one of my favorite parks. You have tons of shopping and restaurants. That's kind of the heart of Market Street. It's this huge green grass area with a street, like a loop going around it. And there's a couple streets branching off, but tons of restaurants, tons of high-end shopping. There's Louis Vuitton. I'm gonna not be able to remember anything. Lululemon, Tiffany's, Tory Burch, Kinder Scott, Lush, Madewell. There's a swimsuit store, Eddie Bauer, Gap Kids, my hair, and trying to think what else. There's just tons of shopping there, tons of amazing restaurants. Tommy Bahama is in there. Shalacy's New Orleans Kitchen is in there. There's a Starbucks. I feel like there's ice cream. There's a dessert. Just insane amounts of options. The Madeline. It's right next to the mall. So there's also the Hyatt Centric Hotel. An HEB, and then this is the parking lot I like to park in. It's in Market Street. There are, is it two? Is it one or two? There's one parking garage, and I like to park there and walk over to the Town Green, is it Town Green Park? Yeah, Town Green Park. So there is Central Park, so that's in the middle of Market Street, and then off to the side is the Town Green Park. Town Green Park, I'm gonna go into that, so I'm just gonna skip over it for now. But so that's Market Street. And then number 3 is Creekside Park Village Center. So Creekside Park Village Center is the community hub of the village of Creekside Park. This is the newest village of the Woodlands. It started its development in 2007. It is still under construction, but I would say it's 95 to 99% complete at this point. What I love about their Town Green, so the one in Market Street has a splash pad, so like humongous grass green area. It's where they put the Christmas tree up. Again, we're talking about Market Street. Splash pad, it's huge. It's tons of open green space, so it's just like this really awesome community hub. Well, the one in Creekside is like a baby version of it. It has a small splash pad. Normally there's like playing apparatuses, like toys that kids can play with in the big one, and then chairs at the little one. But because of COVID, they've removed a whole bunch of that stuff. And trying to think what else. So around the Creekside Park Town Center area, there is, so the village center, there is a candy shop, a handful of restaurants, offices and retail, and there's an HEB over there. What I love about the Woodlands, if you've never visited here before and you haven't watched any other videos, it's connected. So there's tons of walkability, tons of sidewalks, there's walking trails and biking trails. The lake is at the front. It's just this amazing place to come visit and to live. So Creekside Park was number 3. Number 4 is the Waterway. So the Waterway, so off of the lake, there was this waterway project that was constructed so many years ago, and there's been a ton of development along the Waterway. So there is the Koi Garden on the south side of the Waterway near the tall condo buildings that look like apartments called 1 Lakes Edge and 2 Lakes Edge. So the Koi Garden. So you just go right in and you can walk around. It's in I show you most of these areas. I think I show you all of this in my bike tour of the Woodlands. So if you want to see everything I'm describing, I'm going to link to that video down below. And then there is the River Row Boat House, and you can rent kayaks and pedal swans and paddle boats. And there's also this insanely beautiful waterfall feature over there. There used to be like a boat system that went along, but now that shut down after Hurricane Harvey. All the boats got damaged and no one came back to service them, type of thing. But there's a trolley system, and the trolley system is free. I think it goes to everywhere on the list except Creekside Park. So all of these places except the farmer's market. It doesn't go to the farmer's market, but all of these places except Creekside Park, and then I'm gonna go over the farmer's market in a second. So also right off the Waterway, you have the Cynthia Woods Mitchell Pavilion. So that's where it's this humongous amphitheater, so outdoor amphitheater, and that's where all of the concerts and events are. So all the like paid events, unnecessary. I don't think there are any free events at the Cynthia Woods Mitchell Pavilion. So that is also there. And then number 5, East Shore. East Shore is all residential, so it's kind of like a village within a village. It is referenced or thought to as an enclave of town center. So East Shore, beautiful homes, price points starting in the 500, 800s, and then 1 million to 5 million plus. So East Shore is just beautiful. If you want to see some really remarkable historical looking homes with character was what I was trying to look for, check out East Shore. Drive around, walk around, bike around. It is an amazing place to live and take a walk, and it's just insanely beautiful. I have family that live there, and I just love East Shore. It is probably one of my favorite places in all of the Woodlands, and it's just like park and walking and houses, and it's kind of simple. There's new construction in there, so that's really neat. So they have different types of housing. So they have brownstones and townhomes and regular single family homes. It's really neat area. And there's even apartments, not right there, but close to there. And number 6, I categorize all the parks as one. So check out North Shore Park. That's right by Hughes Landing. It's on the lake. It's humongous. I feel like there's volleyball, there's pavilions, there's tons of playgrounds, open area, there's ducks. You're not supposed to feed them, but everyone does. It's a really neat place. And then there's also a boat launch. So if you bring a boat, you can park there. They have boat parking. It's a really neat park. Number 2 is Timmeron Park and Creekside Park. And then Rob Fleming. I forgot the Rob Fleming Park. And then there's also, what's it called? A ropes course. So Texas Tree Adventures. So check that out. That's in Creekside. So right next to, I can't remember names, the Rob Fleming Park. And last but not least, the Town Green Park. So that's a park, that's where you'd park at HEB in Market Street, and you could walk over. And then there is a Cynthia Woods Mitchell Pavilion right there, the library on the other side, and then the Waterway. So where the waterfall is, all that surrounds this park that I'm talking about. And off of the park between the library and the park, so you're not allowed to park in the library, so keep that in mind. But between the library and the park is a storybook maze. So I also feature this in my video. It's just exactly what it sounds like. It's like really pretty art, like it looks like a book, so storybook art, and it's a maze, and there's vines, and it's a really cute area for children, so a fun area to walk and explore. And what else? Lots of grass to run around, easy access to the river row boathouse. This is the park next to the Cynthia Mitchell Pavilion. So everything I just told you. And then number 7 on the list, check out the events. So the township website has a list of all of the events. There is the lighting of the doves that's coming up. That's super neat. There's the Rock the Dock concert series happening in the spring and the fall. So there's chances of you catching this and coming to visit between now and then are slim to none. But there is a concert series going for 1 or 2 more weeks, and then it will come back in the springtime. So it's an outdoor free concert series, super popular and fun, and I've heard great things about it from people lately. So even though it's COVID, it's still going on. And then the Christmas tree. So there's a huge Christmas tree, and normally there's a ceremony around that, but because of COVID, there isn't. But there's contactless Santa photos happening, so I don't know about that. But, and I talked about the ice skating rink. So number 8 on the list are the farmers markets. So we have 2 farmers markets, one actually in the Woodlands and one on the edge of the Woodlands, so in the back of the Woodlands, as us locals like to say. The first one is in Grogans Mill, and it happens every Saturday. And so it's called the Woodlands Farmers Market at Grogans Mill, and you can Google that or look at their Facebook. And the second one is the Timmeron Farmers Market. So that's at the back of the Woodlands off of 2978 and Timmeron Road. And then number 9 is all the art strategically placed throughout the Woodlands. So it's everywhere. Google it, just drive around and explore and look for it. I like to kind of like scavenger hunt it. Down along the Waterway, there's tons of art. There is a bench project that, let's see, what is their name? The Woodlands Art Council recently announced phase this is 4 of the art bench project. So 20 art benches all across the Woodlands area, and there are a whole bunch in Hughes Landing. There's a ton of art in Hughes Landing. So wind, waves, I can't even say all these words, firefly, stainless steel canoe, and then the Hughes Landing band shell that I was talking about earlier. It's definitely a work of art. So those are the 9 things that I think you should explore and experience in the Woodlands if you're coming to visit for the first time. Hughes Landing, Lake's Edge Boathouse, the beautiful views of the lake, the band shell, Restaurant Row with all the restaurants, Whole Foods, Starbucks, Embassy Suites, and then Market Street has the ice skating rink at Town Center, Central Park, tons of shopping and restaurants, Starbucks, Hyatt Centric Hotel, the HEB, and then the parking that I like to do to get to the Town Green Park. Number 3 was Creekside Park Village Center and Creekside Park as a whole. There's a Rob Fleming Park over there, like Timmeron's over there. There's an awesome splash pad. There's a couple splash pads actually over there. The Waterway, the Koi Garden, the Riva Row Boathouse, the beautiful waterfalls, Cynthia Woods Mitchell Pavilion. East Shore was number 5. Number 6 was the park, so I listed North Shore Park, Timmeron, and Town Green Park with the storybook maze in it. And then I said number 7 was the events. Number 8 was the farmers market, and number 9 was all the art throughout the Woodlands. So the Woodlands has so much to offer, so many amenities, so many swimming pools, splash pads, parks. The whole entire area, the whole entire township is connected by walking path and biking path. I think 95% of the streets, like the main streets, not the streets where the houses are, but all the main streets have these bike and hike trails. It's really an amazing place that I think everyone looking to move to the Houston suburbs should experience. It's very friendly, and the people are super nice, and there's tons to do, and the restaurants are amazing. So if you have any questions, or you're looking to move here or visit or anything of that nature, please reach out to me. All of my contact information is below: phone number, email, link to my website, link to find homes, just ebooks. There's so much more here on the YouTube channel, so feel free to explore, and when you're ready, I hope you reach out to me. In a moment, there's going to be a couple videos up here that y'all should check out. Again, my name is Jordan Schlacey, and my brokerage is Joe & Co Realty Group, and I'm a local real estate agent helping people just like you relocate and explore the area. So if you need a buyer's agent or a listing agent, I would love to speak with y'all. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.